Well, hello there, my gorgeous little horrorlings. Gather round, gather round. Come on in closely. Mama doesn't bite, unlike some of the creatures in tonight's scary stories. Hit the notification bell and you might just scare them away. For some background, this happened in December of 2015. At the time of this story, I'm 19 years old, a college student native to California. I have spent a lot of years in the wilderness as I was a venture scout. I'm well versed in self-defense and altogether a pretty experienced hiker. This happened when visiting family in Bellevue, Washington, specifically in an area near Coal Creek. I go on walks a lot as it helps clear my mind, and every day of this trip I would go on a morning and an evening hike at around 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. respectively, just because the lighting situations in the Pacific Northwest can get dicey pretty fast. I was a college student in my sophomore year of university, and I would specifically go on these walks to speak to my secret boyfriend, as I was in a conservative family who didn't want me to date until later on. While on the phone with my then boyfriend, I went down some old-looking stairs into a vast clearing. I got weird vibes from it, but it was oddly tranquil, with a creek bubbling through the area. It was like a miniature valley, a small divot or bowl in the land. I was in a relatively suburban area near a busy street, but I couldn't even hear any of the regular traffic noises you would come to expect from somewhere suburban like that. Everything was silent for the most part, which usually would have tipped me off, but in my 19-year-old mind, it was an awesome environment for speaking to my secret boyfriend. So I take a seat on the riverbed on a large rock. The trees were like a curtain and it felt so private, which I kept feeling was very odd. I stayed on the rock chatting and catching up with my boyfriend, but then I hear a large crack, as if someone had snapped something large in half. I was weirded out by it, but continued to justify it by remembering that there was construction nearby. My phone line starts to get a little funky as well, as my ex-boyfriend goes from clear to warbly. While waiting for the phone to connect properly, I remember impatiently making a few splashes with my boots in the creek. In the reflection of the creek, under the tree cover, I see what I can only describe as a stag standing on its hind legs, but completely upright, with the hands of a human. This thing was big. I could imagine like 7 feet tall and very thin. It was about 30 yards away from me. I freak out, yelling my boyfriend's name in vain on the phone, sprinting up the stairs and running back to my family's house. I see my mum and tell her about it. She first insists I didn't see anything, and I'm probably overreacting, but since I'm convinced, she lets up and lets me explain. She tells me to take a shower and take a nap, but I don't want to do that at all. I do shower and I realise exactly how much dirt there was on me. That night, after making sure that my family was asleep, I call my boyfriend and ask him if he heard anything that had happened. He claimed that he had only heard my voice warbling wildly, and then he cut the line. I get frustrated because I might have been in danger, and he complains that there was no way for him to know something like that. For the rest of my trip up there, I still go on walks, but I avoid Coal Creek and instead walk to Lake Washington in the mornings and evenings instead. However, since I am able to pass the stairs to the clearing, I had to resist the urge to look every time I went on another walk. Now, every single time I think about it or tell someone else, I get a massive headache from it. I'm wondering if it's a mild form of PTSD, but I have a lot of dreams about the thing. Not doing much, but just staring at me. Whenever I do dream about it, I dream about the thing being in my environment, wherever I've fallen asleep, which is extra unnerving. If anyone has had any similar experiences in the area, I'd love to hear them. I still don't know what I have seen, and I'm not sure if I would want to make myself any more of a spiritual target for it than I already seem to be. So there we have it, my little horrorlings. Some more scary stories to creep into your dreams and turn them into nightmares. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to find out first about more videos just like this one. Sweet dreams!